Last night at 2:13 a.m., my phone rang. Half asleep, I reached for it, assuming it was one of those scam calls. But when I saw the name on the screen, I froze. Daniel. My brother. The same Daniel who died in a car accident 5 years ago. At first, I thought maybe I had stored someone else's number under his name, or maybe I was dreaming. But when I answered, I heard his voice. It was hoarse, desperate. "Eli, you have to listen to me. Don't trust Mom and Dad. Please, I don't have much time." Then the call cut off. I stared at my screen for what felt like hours. I called the number back. It didn't exist. No call log, nothing. I barely slept. My brain kept circling back. Was this a prank? A hallucination? A dream? But it felt real, too real. The funeral and the secrets. Daniel died in a car crash at 22. They said he was drunk, lost control of the car, and hit a tree. Closed casket. We never got to see his body. They cremated him almost immediately. I was only 17 at the time. I remembered how cold Mom and Dad were during the whole thing. No breakdowns, no crying. Dad just kept saying, "It's better this way." Back then, I chalked it up to shock, but now, I wasn't so sure. Strange behavior. That morning, I told Mom I'd had a weird dream about Daniel, just to test her reaction. She dropped the cup she was holding. Then she turned around, forcing a smile. "Sweetheart, it's been 5 years. You should really let it go." I never said how many years it had been. I brushed it off, but I started watching them. Both of them. Dad had recently put locks on the basement door. Mom started closing her laptop quickly whenever I walked in. They began whispering at night when they thought I was asleep. Something wasn't right. The diary. I went digging in the attic and found Daniel's old backpack. Inside, it was a worn notebook, his diary. The last entry, dated 2 weeks before his accident, read, "I think they know I found the files. I shouldn't have opened that folder on Dad's hard drive. Why would a normal parent have folders labeled experiment logs? Why are there names, including mine? I'm going to make a copy. If something happens to me, someone needs to know." I felt sick. I turned the pages, but half were torn out. There was an address scribbled at the back of the notebook. The basement. That night, when my parents were asleep, I picked the basement lock. It was cold down there. Industrial lights buzzed. It didn't feel like part of a house. It felt like a lab. In the back, I found metal drawers, like morgue drawers, and a freezer. Inside the freezer, I found a bag with blood samples. One was labeled Daniel, Original. Another was Daniel, Clone A. I almost threw up. The truth. I confronted Mom the next morning. At first, she played dumb. Then I showed her the bag. She sat down slowly and started crying. Not the sad kind, the kind when someone knows their secret is out. "We didn't mean to hurt him," she said. We wanted a better version of him. He was troubled. The drinking, the fights, the aggression." My voice shook. "You cloned your own son?" "No," Dad said, walking in. "We perfected him. He told me Daniel had found out about the project. He wasn't supposed to. He broke into Dad's lab. He wasn't even supposed to exist anymore. So they made the accident happen." The second call. That night, I got another call. Same untraceable number. Same voice. "Eli, they're watching you. There's more than one of me. They're trying again. You're next." "What do you mean, I'm next?" "You were part of the project, too. You were Plan B. You don't remember, but they altered your memory." I woke up drenched in sweat. But this time, the call was in my phone's log. The escape. I packed a bag and ran. I drove 200 miles to the address in Daniel's notebook. It was an abandoned facility. Inside, everything was destroyed, except for a terminal with a broken screen. Plugged into it was a USB drive. When I plugged it into my laptop, the files opened. Experiments, logs, DNA data, psychological profiling. Me, Daniel, even another name. Eli, iteration 2.0. I'm not the original. Now, I don't know who I am anymore. I've been staying in motels, moving every few nights. Last night, someone tried to break into my room. I think they found me. I don't know who to trust. I don't know what's real. But if you're reading this, and your family has secrets they don't want you to know, dig deeper. Because maybe you were never supposed to find out? Just like me, and just like Daniel? It's been 6 days since I found out I'm not me. Or at least not the version of me I thought I was. It's been 6 days since I found out I'm not me. Or at least not the version of me I thought I was. According to the files I recovered from that ruined facility, I'm Eli, iteration 2.0, a clone, engineered, rewritten. I used to think I had childhood memories. Camping with my family, my first day of school, the day Daniel taught me how to ride a bike. But now, they're starting to unravel like old threads. They don't feel real anymore. They feel planted, stitched together. The stranger in the mirror. It started with my reflection. I looked in the mirror and couldn't recognize my own face. Not that it looked different, it just felt empty, like I was wearing someone else's skin. Then I started getting glitches. That's what I call them. Sudden migraines. Blinding flashes of light. A ringing in my ear followed by a quick download of memories that aren't mine. One of those flashes showed me standing in a white room, wires attached to my body. My mother, no, the woman who raised me, standing behind glass, watching, smiling. She said, "Let's hope this one works better than the last." Daniel is alive. 2 nights ago I found him. The original Daniel, not a ghost, not a phone call. The real one. Alive. He found me first. I was staying at a motel on the edge of Nebraska, sleeping with a knife under my pillow, when I woke up to someone tapping the window. He looked older, rougher, hair longer, eyes sharper, but it was definitely Daniel. He whispered, "We don't have much time." I let him in. He told me everything. The truth about the program. Daniel was never killed, at least not fully. He faked the crash with the help of someone inside the program, a lab technician who turned against our parents. Our parents weren't just experimenting on us. They were working for something bigger, a corporation, a shadow government. Whatever it is, they called it the Helix Initiative. It started with cloning, but they moved on to replacement. The idea was simple. Eliminate people who are unstable, unpredictable, or dangerous, and replace them with perfected versions, clones, engineered to be obedient, controlled, useful. Daniel found out they were going to do it to me next. So he ran, tried to warn me. That's when they activated me. Eli 2.0. My memories are coming back. Daniel gave me something. A neural injector. He called it a reset key. Said it would unblock the real memories buried in my subconscious. He warned me it would hurt. He was right. I injected it last night. I screamed for hours, bled from my nose. I passed out. When I woke up, I remembered everything. I remembered Eli 1.0, the real me, screaming as they sedated him. I remembered myself, this clone body, floating in a tank, being fed memories. I remembered Daniel fighting with our father, screaming, "You can't play God." Most of all, I remembered the faces of other test subjects, children, teens. Some of them didn't survive, some of them did, and they're still out there. They're hunting us. Now, we left the motel an hour after I woke up. Daniel said we couldn't stay long. He has a list, names of others like us. He wants to find them, warn them, but we're not alone anymore. This morning, we spotted a black SUV following us. It had no plates, no windows. I checked the files again. The initiative created something worse than clones. They created trackers, failed experiments, hyper-aggressive, no identity, no fear, just obedience. They're not sent to retrieve you, they're sent to erase you. The final decision. Daniel and I are headed to the original Helix site. The real one. Hidden in the Rockies. He says there's a mainframe there. A control center that manages all the clones' memory suppressors. If we destroy it, we can free everyone. Every clone. Every iteration. Maybe even the ones who don't know what they are yet. I want to believe we can fix this, but I keep hearing that voice in my head. My mother. Let's hope this one works better than the last. If you're reading this. If this gets posted, it means I didn't make it. Or maybe they made a new version of me that doesn't remember any of this. Maybe I've already been replaced again. So check yourself. If your memories feel like they don't belong, if your family seems off, if you ever get a phone call from someone you know is dead, run, because they're coming, and you might not be the original anymore.